Eric Levitz tweeted this morning, a bill that did nothing but establish universal pre-K, $500 billion in climate funding, permanent child allowance, kind of seems preferable to the emerging grab bag of ill-designed, underfunded programs that are all set to self-destruct, are you ready? During the second Trump administration. Now this guy tweets this. He says, okay, let's do all of this let's make sure that we pass an actual bill in order to get our grab bag of things that we actually want. This current infrastructure bill is trash. We don't actually want it. And in a second Trump administration, he's just going to defund everything anyway. So during the second Trump administration, he's just going to get rid of all this. Now, Eric Levitz, I don't even know who this guy is. But here's what I do know. The guy who retweeted this, his name is Ron Klain. This guy is the chief of staff for the Joe Biden White House. This guy is the #1 person in charge of our federal government. In the absence of Joe Biden having a brain or a brain stem, Ron Klain is the guy who's in charge of the entire Democratic Party, the entire White House, the entire Biden administration. In charge of Joe Biden, Ron Klain is effectively the president of the United States. There's an entire meme online saying, listen, the real president is Ron Klain. So let me break this down for you guys. One, here's Ron Klain sabotaging Joe Biden's own infrastructure package. Joe Biden is on the Hill today begging Democrats to come together and pass his garbage hyperinflation bill. It's called a hyperinflation bill. You think your gas prices are bad now? You think the prices to build our studio are bad now? Imagine when a couple extra $1 trillion just goes off the money machines in Washington, D.C. You think your gas prices are terrible now? Imagine with a couple extra $1 trillion that fund nothing gets pumped into our economy. That's what they're saying here. He's saying this funds nothing. All these things that we want, $500 billion for climate change, universal pre-K, permanent child allowance, all of this stuff is ill-designed and underfunded. And they're going to self-destruct in the second Trump administration. Boom! Ron Klain retweets that, effectively saying, here's my endorsement of a second Trump administration. It's going to happen. We better get our stuff done right now. We better get this shiz done immediately because we're losing Congress, we're losing the Senate, and we're losing the White House. We admit it now. This is all going to fail. And if we don't get our emergency policies in place now, we're done. And guess who endorses it? The guy running Joe Biden, the guy running the White House. The #1 official in any administration is the chief of staff. Literally more powerful than the president in a sense because he runs the president. He runs the president's White House. Too big of a job for one man. The chief of staff is in charge. This guy just endorsed the second Trump administration effectively. That's what he did. Why am I so excited about this morning? Well, here we go. Look at the disaster of the Joe Biden administration right now. Check it out. Here is the finance reports from just this morning. Fox Business. How are they sure that there's going to be a second Trump administration? Here we go.
But the expectations for growth have come down. The Atlanta Federal Reserve now at a growth number of up 0.2%. Here's Cheryl Casoni with the numbers. Cheryl.
Advanced GDP, I'm going to give you this one now, 2%, Maria, weaker than expected. This is the first read for third quarter GDP, weaker than expected at 2%. The market was looking for 2.7%. Remember, in the second quarter, we had 6.7% was the final read. This is about a 4% loss, less than a 4% loss.
Okay, so you're seeing losses in the stock market, losses in American futures. Here's CNBC saying the exact same thing. Rick Santelli.
In terms of GDP, 2.6% is what people were looking for. Not that many months ago, we were looking for a number closer to 7%. This is a disappointment. Up 2%, only up 2%. And of course, this is the advanced look. There'll be two more looks to pencil the puzzle in with a little bit more permanent marker, but it is not a great place to start.
Terrible economic news. Terrible economic news. The Biden administration is in panic. This from Becker News. Breaking. The Vatican abruptly canceled a live broadcast with Joe Biden. You can see the article there on screen. The Vatican is now canceling events with Joe Biden. Are you hearing me? The Vatican, the Pope, is canceling events with Joe Biden. President Biden has dropped everything, including dealing with multiple crises at home, to jet to Europe for a summit in Rome, Italy, and Glasgow, Scotland, where presumably more popular than he currently is at home. But a strange thing happened Thursday when the Pope suddenly canceled a live broadcast with the U.S. president without providing an explanation, the Washington Post reports. The Vatican Thursday abruptly canceled a planned live broadcast with President Joe Biden meeting Pope Francis, and the latest restriction to media coverage of the Holy See. The Vatican press office provided no explanation as to why the live broadcast of Biden's visit has been trimmed to cover for the arrival of the president's motorcade in the courtyard. Canceled was any live coverage of Biden actually greeting Francis at the palace throne room, as well as live footage of the two men sitting down to begin talks in Francis's library, at which time the cameras normally would have stopped running. The Vatican said it was provide edited footage of the encounter to accredited media. So the Vatican is now canceling Joe Biden. Maybe it's because the Vatican is recognizing what all of the rest of America are recognizing, that Joe Biden is the least popular president in American history, that Joe Biden doesn't have his faculties, doesn't have his capacities, and doesn't have the ability to actually speak. That Joe Biden was probably embarrass the Holy See more than it has been embarrassed already by its abject politicization of COVID and of abortion and of climate change. The Pope ain't what the Pope used to be, and they got to get their act together there in the Vatican. Nonetheless, even they are smart enough to know that you don't want to invite this guy. Get ready for what I'm about to show you. You guys you're not ready for this. This is pure savagery. This is Sean Hannity from last night. Sean Hannity just absolutely nuking Joe Biden from space in a hypersonic nuclear vehicle. This is what I'm about to show you is exactly why the Vatican canceled on Joe Biden, presumably. This is what people are seeing internationally. It is the most devastating montage I've ever seen in my life broadcast on cable television. You're not ready for this. I wasn't ready for this. My jaw was on the floor when I saw it. Get ready, watch.
All right, day 74, Americans abandoned by your president, Joe Biden. Day 58, Joe Biden has not mentioned those he abandoned. In fact, today, Joe didn't do anything. He didn't mention anything. He had zero public events, not one. Now, for most Americans, it was a normal workday, but not for Joe. He apparently just does nothing. Keep in mind, this is not an uncommon occurrence. There have been 12 days so far this month alone where Joe has done absolutely, positively nothing. Now, generally, Biden spends a lot of time indoors, taking it easy, and for good reason. His mental and physical capacity appear to be extremely limited. Many in the U.S. media, it's only taken them 10 months, but they finally caught up to this show and are now saying that which they would say privately, publicly, and admit that Joe is a cognitive mess. Last night, he was up way too late for Joe, by his standards, at least 9 p.m.
You're not ready for what you're about to see.
Whole miles away from the White House, campaigning for his good friend Terry McAuliffe. And let's just say, predictably, it did not go very well. His speech was slurred. It was completely disjointed. At times, he forgot what he was talking about mid-sentence. Sadly, this is what we've all come to expect. The bar is that low when it comes to Joe talking. Take a look.
We're emerging from this pandemic. We want to expand pre-K.
Watch.
3 and 4-year-olds, millions of pre-K.
40% of all products coming into the United States of America on the West Coast go through Los Angeles and what am I doing here? I commuted every single day for 36 years as Vice President of the United States. I tell you what, I would like to learn. The jobs that are going to be created here. I want to thank the former general. I keep calling him general, but the guy who runs that outfit over there. I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. I got in trouble when we were running against the senator who was a Mormon, the governor. Okay, we hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. Agree with me. Go to Joe 30330. We choose truth over facts. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
What am I doing here? Come on, man. You a junkie? Anyway, Joe Biden obviously, sadly, is not doing well. But think for a second. Just stand back and think about this. Think about how dangerous this is for this country. And think about how dangerous this really is for the world to have a clearly, obviously, cognitively compromised president of the United States of America. But there's one thing that Joe Biden does seem to remember. We learned last night, Donald Trump. In fact, it might be all he seems to think about, because last night Joe Biden barely mentioned Terry McAuliffe or Glenn Youngkin, but he did obsess incessantly about Donald Trump, calling him out by name a whopping 24 times. We were counting. Take a look.
This is not a Trump rally. We let him holler. We let him holler. I ran against Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump? Now he doesn't want to talk about Trump anymore. Well, I do. Donald Trump, Trump, that's who Donald Trump is. Donald Trump, President Trump's lie, Trump's bad ideas and bad record. Trump, I love this one. Trump likes to boast the single best measure of the economy is the stock market. I never thought that. Is there a problem with Trump being here? Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
Okay, all right. So Joe Biden has Donald Trump on the mind. Joe Biden's chief of staff also has Donald Trump on the mind. The man literally running the White House, his name is Ron Klain. He's the chief of staff. He's the most powerful man inside of the government, unequivocally. And he retweeted the idea that Democrats were failing and that the second Trump administration, it says it right here, self-destruct during the second Trump administration. Their policies will self-destruct during the second Trump administration, retweeted by the guy running the White House. If you guys want to see more content and more tweets from me, more memes from me, more content that they want to censor online, if you want to see it directly from me, please sign up for my email list. We are starting our email list. We've been building it. It's a beautiful product. It has the best content, the funniest memes, the most interesting quick takes that you can see on the internet. It also will stop people from censoring us. One of the problems is that I don't own Facebook. I don't own Instagram. I don't own Twitter. I wish I did. I think we'd have a different country if your boy Benny owned those things. Sadly, I don't. So they can censor, they can mess with the algorithms. This is a number one way that I can connect directly to you. I personally write this email. I personally make the content inside of this email. We won't spam you. It's totally free. We won't ever ask you for money or any garbage like that. We don't do fundraising. We simply send you content because we want to be in a community with you. We want to be connected to you, and we want to make sure that we stay connected with you. So please sign up right there. There's the link right in the description. Thank you all, the OG followers, the people who are here from the get. I love all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's go, Brandon. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free and it keeps us going. It keeps us growing. And it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.